Welcome to the edition of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the old family farm. Alright, so last time we did a few things. Not too much because I messed up the video, but we did do a couple things. This time I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit. Something I've never done before. No, it's not combining or harvesting or anything like that, but it is something along those lines. Well, not exactly, but I'm going to reposition this combine, not these ones, over here. Just like I was gonna try something out. Never done it before, but there's something I want to try, so I bet you this is wheat and not barley. Yeah. Alright, we'll set them up over there. Change this course to 5 unload. Here we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is this. We are going to do some baling. I have not done baling on either of my Let's Play series, but there was a new baler out that I wanted to give a go. I wanted to try, so I figured this would be as good a time as any to try it out. Alright, there we go. Drive now. Set my combine on its way. There we go. So, the baler I want to try is this Claas Roland. This was recently released on FS-UK. So it's a 4-foot baler, which is a pretty standard baler, 4x4, so it's like 4 feet wide by 4 feet high. Most equipment can use this on most farms, and you can actually move these bales manually, like personally. You could do it yourself, actually, which isn't too bad. So with the launch of the rotocut system in 1993, it became possible to chop the forge directly before baling and to form high-quality silage into bales with the Roland balers. The baling chamber and tailgate were given a swiveling segment. The maximum pressure system ensured an additional pressure applied to the bale for higher density. And higher density was achieved through three steel baling rollers mounted on a movable swiveling segment at the tailgate. That's a long sentence, holy cow. Protruding into the interior baling chamber. So we're going to go ahead and give this a go. It doesn't say how much horsepower you need, but I know for about a 4-foot baler you don't need a crazy amount. So just to give you an idea to make sure I'm not just blowing smoke here. So this is the in-game baler. This is part of their more realistic pack. It's a 4-foot baler as well. You need about 100 horsepower. So our Ford 7000 has 97 horsepower. So, and this one's actually a bit bigger. It's actually it does 4x5 bales. So we should be okay with what we got. So we're going to go ahead and give this a go. I checked it out before, and it looks like a really nice baler. So we're going to go ahead and hop in our Ford 7000 here. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Keyboard locked in place or something. Alright, so we're going to hop in our Ford 7000 here. This is 7000. We're going to grab our baler. I haven't used it much, but I thought I'd give it a try. To be honest, I just wanted to try it. I don't really need the bales. I could have used my forge wagon for that. But it looks like a really cool mod, so I thought I'd give it a go. I used to have a John Deere baler. I think it was a 439 or something along those lines. In Farming Simulator 2011 that I really liked. And this one looks like it's a nice baler too. Let's go ahead and back up. Let's get in the cab here. It actually looks better than the McHale baler, in my opinion. The one that NI Modding did. Let's go ahead and check it out. Plugs go in, kind of. Look up the PTO. There we go. Looks like it's hooked up now. No, it wasn't hooked up. It just looks hooked up. There, that's hooked up apparently. Alright, I don't know if this is washable. Let's turn on the information here. So, it has a counter on it. You have to lower the pickup. Nothing too crazy. But I'm kind of curious as to how much the bale actually holds. With a more realistic regular baler in-game, it actually holds quite a bit. I think it holds over 10,000, so it should be interesting to see how much this holds. So let's go ahead and move this guy. Make sure to keep our combine rolling. Yeah, let's stop there. Alright, so let's give this a go. Kind of curious how this is going to look now. Alright. What if you can manually... Can you walk out and manually lower it? No. Detach PTO. No, I don't want to detach PTO. Oh well. Alright, let's turn it on. It's pretty quiet. Oh. Apparently it turns off when you get into it. Alright. Wow, that's super quiet. Let's see how much. I was in first gear. Apparently I was going too fast for it. Looks like these aren't that big of bales, apparently. I don't know why my first gear is so high, but it is. There we go. Looks pretty good. Let's see if it wants me to stop. This is why I don't bale very often. Because we're not even finished a line yet, and we're almost full. Was it good? Did you go over it all? No. I know with the more realistic baler, you can actually go over. You can actually go over the limit, because you can actually do that in real life. I guess that's it. That's all it is. Yeah. So with the more realistic baler that they have, you can actually go past the maximum, because you could do that in real life. And what happens if you do that in real life is you make the bale too big, so you accidentally make like a, it wouldn't be like a 4x6, but it would be pretty big if you accidentally, oh, you missed the whole section then, weird. Yeah, so in real life you'd actually be able to go over the actual size, and then you have just a really large bale, and it makes it really difficult to do anything with. But I just want to check this baler out. It looks pretty nice. Looks like it does the job. It's meant for smaller farms, obviously, because those bales are tinsy-wincy. With the other more realistic baler, I think it holds like 10,000 liters of straw before you actually make a bale. It's a lot more. But I think when you make it with a regular baler, it's not that much, so. Alright, let's dump that out. Let this guy continue. Let's probably close the back first. There we go. Continue on our way here. There we go. I've never baled round bales in real life. I've done squares before and I was dreadful at it, but I think it was the tractor. I blame the tractor at least, but it really wasn't. It was just my driving that was really bad. It had the power steering on the tractor I was using wasn't, I guess I wasn't set up properly or something. It was like, it was a job that, it was like, you know, you fixed your own tractor sort of idea. And that's why it wasn't working the way it was intended, at least. But I drove it a little bit, and I wasn't amazing at it, but I was able to do it. I was better at tedding. So, but yeah, this is the reason why. So for example, if you look at our forage wagon holds 15,000 liters of hay, or straw, sorry, and hay, I guess, and grass. And this holds, does it pick up all that? Oh, it has a wide pickup. That's nice. And this only holds 1950, so not very much. I wonder if there's anything else we can turn on to make it, nope. Nothing. So, unfortunately, I think this is going to make our farm all get in traffic with our, oh no, it was in traffic with us, I guess is what was the problem there. And I think these are just easy bales to move as well. I know if you try and move bales with when they're more realistic bales, they're you get some funny things happening, but these ones aren't too bad. So there we go. This also means I will need to get a front loader as well, because I need to be able to move these bales somewhere. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably pick up a, maybe not the Ford one, because I already have 2 Fords already, but what I'll do is I'll pick up a front loader of some sort, maybe a telehandle, and then I'll probably just put these bales straight into the mixing station, just because I don't want to use them for anything else. But they look like they're pretty decent looking bales, actually, though. If you ever see bales in real life, I don't. It doesn't say if this did a net wrap or not, but no, it doesn't look like it. Like net wrapped bales look really nice. They're really clean, because what happens is it goes almost the whole width of the bale, and it makes it look like a really clean bale. But when you use like binder's twine, for example, it looks ridiculous, because you have like parts of the bale all over the place. But it's a lot cheaper. Like, for example, if you use net wrap, I think it's like $2 a bale, just for the net wrap itself, not like let alone the fuel and everything else. So something to consider. There you go. But with binder's twine, it's super cheap in comparison. Like binder's twine, I think, is like $40 for like, I forget how many yards, but oops, quite a few yards basically. And like, I think it's like, in comparison, it's like cents for, I think it's like 50 cents, let's say, a bale, or something, like less than 50 cents a bale basically, in comparison to net wrap. So, but net wrap on a bale does provide a lot more protection from the weather and whatnot. So, for example, if you were to use net wrap and put it on the ground, and put a hay bale, for example, on the ground, it would protect it a lot more than with twine. But these are straw bales, and straw bales, animals don't really eat straw per se. They do to a certain extent, but it's not necessarily their food. That's where the hay comes into play. But do a little turn here. Here we go. They don't really eat straw per se, but you know, they munch on it, kind of idea, but it's not their primary source of food. I know the funny thing about this game is you can make the straw into chaff, and then you can make the chaff into silage, which is kind of interesting. But it's a different type of chaff. I don't know if farmers do that in real life, to be honest with you. I know they do make chaff out of corn, and then they make silage out of that. But I don't know about the straw. My in-laws don't do silage because they don't have any cattle at all. My sister-in-law does have sheep, mind you, but she wraps her bales. So she does hay bales, and then she just wraps them with what looks like plastic wrap, essentially. And then what happens after that is, after she wraps them with that, it basically turns into silage, basically. But just in a different sense. Like, they don't have a bunker or anything, or a silo, so they just use, I'm just gonna do this myself so it doesn't run into any bales. They just use the bales themselves, because they don't have space for a bunker, and they don't actually own a bunker or anything like that. So those straw bales don't look too bad. A little bit on the small side, mind you, but they're only 4-foot bales, so like, shouldn't expect too much from them. I don't know if that's, no, it's gonna fill up before. I don't know if that's wheat over there. Let's just double check. Is that wheat? Oh, it is. Okay, that works out then. Let's get this guy set up here. Start him off with the south side over there, and have him going north. And then if he misses some, we'll go and pick it up. Alright. Now, you can actually put this on Courseplay, and actually I'll show you what that looks like. Because I already have a course outlined for this one. This is one. So for Courseplay for Combine, where am I here? loaded the course. You put it into field work. For this is a 6-meter wide header on this thing. So I'm going to put it to 5.8 just to make sure. We'll do southeast corner because this is what this corner is. Yes. And then have them heading north and return to the start point. Sure. And no headland for this. I should be okay. Generate course. And then have them start at the first point. Now, the advantage of doing this specifically, like having using Courseplay for using a combine, is the fact that you can oh, it's a little bit too fast there. Slow down there. Holy cow. There we go. The reason why you'd want to do this is because by having it set up through Courseplay, what I can do is I can then go in here and copy his course and then set it to fieldwork as well. And then what this guy will do now is he'll actually follow the combine's path. I'm just going to set this off to this side for the time being. It looks really cool in the front though. Attach PTO. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just close this. It looks really cool. There's a little chopper at the front there. That's what they were talking about. Anyways. I'll have this guy sit over there for the time being. Need to change this course over to course number 1. Unload. Nearest. Drive now. Alright, so we need to pick up a front loader of some sort as well, because we need to be able to move these bales. Let's see what we got for front loaders. Could do the Bobcat, because we already have a Bobcat actually. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's use the bale spike. And then what we'll do is we'll just reset that because I don't want to go pick it up. At least in being honest, right? Alright, we'll grab this guy here. And I know that... where am I going to put these? I guess I need a trailer now, too. Sheesh. And this is why we don't do baling very... Well, I don't do baling very often, because it involves lots of extra things. Alright. It would be in baling technology again, I guess. Where am I? Feeding. Baling. And let's pick up the... where is it? This little round bale trailer. And I'm modding. And then we'll use this guy. Just leave that there. And we'll reset the trailer. Start the engine over here. And what we'll do is we'll use this tractor right here as the guy who pulls the wagon. And then what we'll do is we'll just put the wagon over by the mixing station because I don't know where else to put it right now. Where is it? And the nice thing about this particular wagon, it's cheap. It's only two grand for this thing. And the other nice thing is the fact that it's meant for 4-foot bales, and these happen to be 4-foot bales, so that's a bonus for us. And conveniently for us, the blue on blue looks nice. I don't think I can do this. Yeah. Let's just come over here. Let's put the wagon, let's say, in the middle somewhere. Right there, maybe. Send this guy on his way. Hop in the Bobcat. I've never moved bales with the Bobcat. I don't think I have, at least. Let's just fill it up while we're walking by, or driving past here. Just gonna get a sip of coffee. Alright. Let's go move some hay bales. Or straw bales, sorry. If you're wondering what the difference between straw and hay is, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. So, straw bales, which are where we just baled over there, it's basically, so let's go take a look at the wheat over here. Totally missed this strip. Alright, so the top of the wheat is the stuff you want, basically, and the bottom is like a stalk. So what it is basically, it's cut off down the bottom. It's cut down the bottom, basically, and then the stalk, they blow it out of the back of the combine, and that's basically what you're baling. And like as I mentioned before, oh, that's pretty good, actually. But they are really light, apparently. It's O, I believe, yes. Yeah, so that's basically what a straw bale is the stalks from barley or wheat. I believe oats, you can have... I think with oats you can have... is that going to stay there? There we go. With oats you can have straw as well. Although when I played on the newbie farm there was no straw, but that's fine. One less thing to worry about. And typically straw is used as bedding. It's actually not used as feed. So what they do is, as it is in this game, when you straw, you put it in your cow's pasture to help them with their... They help to make the manure. And that's basically what manure boils down to a lot of the time. It's a mixture of straw and whatever the cows have eaten. What's that combine? What's it doing? Aha. That is a bit of a problem, isn't it? There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on now, drop the head. There we go. Don't know why I was being that silly. The other nice thing about using Courseplay with a combine is the fact that you will get all of the field basically, except that little spot right there apparently. You get a lot more of the field basically without any leftover bits and pieces. Oh, hurry up, Farmo. And the other cool thing about using Courseplay with a combine, it does use fuel, mind you, so keep that in mind. But once it starts unloading, it just keeps going. So normally with a hard worker, it'll just sit there and wait until it's fully unloaded. With Courseplay, it usually starts unloading a little bit and then just usually starts again, like just like that. So once it gets unloaded to a certain percentage, it just starts unloading. Whereas with a hard worker, it waits till it's fully unloaded and then finishes up. So, all right, where's another bale? We got 2 more down there. Let's go pick those up. So as I mentioned, straw primarily is used for bedding, and sheep use it, for example, cows use it. If you actually sell a straw bale, actually we could sell these too, now that I think about it. Straw bales don't sell for very much. Like, if you compare a straw bale, oh, that fell off, come on now. This is why we don't bale as well. Because silly things like that happen. Oh, man. What happened there? What's going on over there? Also, with the more realistic mod, bales don't act so funny. They're a lot heavier. They just stay where you want them to, which is nice. But this is a cool mod, so I thought I'd give it a go. That's what I get for trying to mod out when it comes to baling. And the funny thing is, a lot of bale mods don't work very well when it comes to... oops. A lot of mods like this don't work very well when it comes to auto stackers. Oh, that's why you need an auto stacker, sorry. So, like, normally you could just pick up a bale and it would... When you drop it down, you'd be able to leave it there, but in this game, alas, our physics aren't quite up to par. So that's one of the problems. Overall, that baler is pretty sweet. I like it, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably going to sell it right after this because I just wanted to try it out. But, alright, so they're just sitting there, and they're okay for there. Maybe I just moved too quickly off, and I bumped it or something. I don't know. And then hay bales, of course, are where the money's at. I actually wrote a blog post a while back about the viability of a hay farm in North America, at least. I know in, I think it's the UK, it's much more common to have farms that only do silage and hay and whatnot. But in North America, it's not as common. Not that I know of, at least. It is possible, but it's not one of those things that you see all over the place, basically. Like in, it's much more common to see cash crops here than anything else. And the main reason is because in Canada you have a large amount of land in comparison to other countries. Like, for example, England. There is a vibrant agricultural sector there, but it's a different type of agriculture than it is in Canada. A lot of Canada is a lot of cash crops, but we have, you know, like, for example, a small farm in Canada, in, you know, say where I'm from, it's like a small farm is like 100 acres or less. And then the bigger, like that's a small farm, and then you get out to like Alberta, and a small farm might be like something like, I don't know, 1,000 acres basically. So, all right, unlock bales, lock bales, and hopefully they stay. I'm not gonna try and stack any more, because I probably could, but they'd probably move all over the place. Now the question is, let's see if I can just drive them into the cell area like this without having to manually unload them. That would be nice. So we're gonna see if that actually works. But overall, like for smaller farms, like doing it this way is much more realistic than using a forage wagon like I was using, because storage of bales like this is easy. Oh, you can just do that. Oh, awesome. I don't know how much that was. Oops, that's not what I wanted. 14,458. Oh, not much. 14,458. So, not a lot at all. But this is why we try these things out. So you basically need straw for that. Well, mostly for animals is what it boils down to. You don't really use it for anything else. If you don't have animals, you don't really need straw. But if you grow crops like, for example, oh, there's another one right there. Shoot. If you grow crops like wheat or barley, you can bale the straw and then proceed to sell it. It doesn't, well, even in this game, it doesn't sell for very much. And in real life, it's the same thing. You don't get much for a straw bale. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, like a 4x4 bale like that is maybe $40, maybe. And you think how much, you know, fuel goes into it and whatnot. A lot of guys who don't have the equipment, they'll just blow the straw back on the field, and that actually helps to add a bit of nutrients back into the soil. Because basically by taking this off, you're taking nutrients that you could leave on the field. That could potentially help to, you know, recuperate certain nutrients. So for example, oh, I need to set this guy on his way again. Are you stuck again? Disadvantage when you have a stream at the end. When you have a stream at the end of your field, it doesn't work out so well. But as you can see, he's not missing any. If it was flat all around, he wouldn't miss anything at all. But you can adjust the speed with Courseplay as well, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and request a driver. Let's go back to the Bobcat. Actually, I need to go back to this. Oh, so that's what happened, eh? Just decided to roll off, and now it's locked on there. That's funny. Alright. Let's get over here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Yeah, so a lot of farmers will just blow the straw back onto the field, like I said, because it helps to keep the nutrients in the field itself. Because if you lose a certain nutrient, like, you know, say potassium or some sort of... I'm trying to think of all the nutrients now, oh my goodness. Potassium is a big one for certain crops. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Potassium. I can't think of them all. I'm totally blanking out right now. But anyways, what happens is if you don't have a certain nutrient in your field, the problem you run into is the fact that a certain plant might not grow as well. So for example, let's say you're trying to grow canola on a certain field, and if you don't get that field tested... Oh, what's going on there? If you don't get that field tested for... Why is it rolling around? If you don't get a field tested for the nutrient you're looking for and it doesn't have it, what can happen very easily is the fact that you try to grow canola, you don't have the proper nutrients for canola, you're not going to get canola off the, you're not going to get a good harvest off the crop, off the field basically. So that's the way it rolls. Like, it's just, you know, in this game it doesn't get that detailed obviously, but in real life that's what actually happens. Like, you have to those are the things you have to consider. So that's why one of the reasons why you need to get constant field sampling or soil samples done, to ensure that, you know, you do have the proper nutrients in your fields. Now I don't know a crazy amount about that because I don't live or work on a farm, but I have worked on a farm in the past, and I do it fairly often. I help the in-laws out in their farm, so they don't do much soil sampling though on their farm. They do it once. Why are these bales just falling off? That's really annoying. They don't do much soil sampling just because they have a small operation, but they try to do it. I think a good rule of thumb is like to do soil sampling like every 3 years or so, something in that range, just to get a good idea. So by getting that idea of, you know, how much of what you need, basically, that's what it boils down to. And one of the nice things about, like, for example, in this game they offer the possibility of using solid manure or liquid manure, and the nice thing about those in real life is the fact that they help return nutrients into the soil, unlike other forms of fertilizer. So, and of course the game doesn't go into that either. It just, you know, is it fertilized, yes or no? Great, and that's it basically. But in real life, different types of fertilizer provide different types of nutrients to the soil. Like sheep's manure, technically, if I remember correctly, is like the best manure you can use, but not everybody has access to thousands of liters, we'll call it, because that's what this game uses, thousands of liters of sheep manure, right? So, but it is pretty good. A lot of people use chicken manure, actually, which is like a dust almost. It smells horrible, but it does a really good job. So some... Oh, just stay on there. Jeez. No, stop. A lot of people use chicken manure because it's really good. But it does smell really bad, so not everybody likes to use it, which is understandable. And that's one of the reasons why, for example, whoops. Oh, that was terrible. Let's close this. It's distracting me. That's one of the reasons why some guys have a chicken coop, not a small chicken coop, like a whole full-on chicken operation, because they use the manure from it on their fields because it is so good for the fields. Just like in this game, like you have different types of manure. You have your liquid manure, and honestly, in real life, not too many farmers